council has been through nearly 15 weeks of lockdown. Today is the third day that we're actually back in the council, in the civic centre, and allowing people back in. But we're only allowing people in, right, in very small numbers, from 10:30 to 2:30. So it's much reduced service, right? But on the whole, we have been impacted quite severely, quite badly, right, by the pandemic. The people of Brent have been hit very badly. Nearly 500 people have passed away. And for me, even losing one life is too much. And nearly 500, right, just shows how hard, how terrible this disease is, and how careful we need to be to go forward as well. The impact of those deaths and the lockdown on our families, on our communities, on our neighbours. When you have a borough of 330,000 people that have been locked in for the last 15 weeks, we have to prepare to look after those individuals when they start coming out. We've seen over the last few weeks, mosques, temples, churches, all have been open. People are coming back to have weddings. People want to get back to normal. But what is normal nowadays? That's the new thing. It's not going to be normal for a long time, and we have to define what that new normal is. But even then, after all that, I have to say the people of Brent, the communities of Brent have come together. They've rallied together. They're looking after their neighbours, providing that support to them, giving them that guidance that actually people need in the most difficult times. And for me, I feel so proud that I'm the leader of Brent, where the people and the communities and the residents and the businesses have all come together to say, right, we are that one united community. In full council, we're taking a finance paper and the impact of COVID on the council. The finance paper says, right, we are at risk to £46.5 million worth of costs, pressures and risks, right, and that's directly related to COVID-19. We've been given just over £22 million from the government. My friends, that £22 million is not going to go to cover the £46 million. It's not going to go to help to cover all the risks and pressures that we're facing. So that means we have to take a look at how we do things, what we do, and why we do things as well. The whole building here, right? We've got labels on the floor, right? The lifts are restricted to one or two people. Even when you go on the escalators, right? It's all distancing, right? It's all about trying to keep people safe. And even when you go into the customer services, right? They will have those cough screens, right? As we say, because COVID-19 is transmitted through coughs, sneezes and droplets. So we've had to take so many different measures in order to make sure that, the building is safe, and hence why we're taking a look at having a phased approach to coming in. There's no way that we can allow hundreds and normally thousands of people who come into the Civic to be here. The focus has been on making sure that every single member of staff feels safe, that they feel safe coming back into the building. They have the confidence in myself and the management team that we've put the appropriate measures in. The government actually needs to step up to the mark and say, right, we need to tackle, right, the structural inequalities in our society. Look after the people who are suffering from that poverty, from that deprivation, that social ill, the social injustice. And we need to refocus our efforts and make sure that we're looking after the ones who need our help today. The borough culture, honestly, I could not have been so proud, right, to have been selected to be the borough culture for 2020, right? And when we had the launch event in January, we had such high hopes, right? Honestly, we were just outside. We had thousands of people and thousands of people on Facebook and Instagram watching us and watching the spectacle, right? And us telling the story of Brent, how people came into Brent and they became active citizens, active participants of our society. And then the pandemic. In the COVID-19, honestly, I was absolutely heartbroken, honestly, right? But it hasn't been cancelled, right? It's been delayed. It's coming back. It's going to come back bigger. It's going to come back better, and we're going to make sure that the borough of cultures, right, is recognised, right, for what it actually truly is, right? For its diversity, its music, its heritage, its culture, its food, right? You know, everything that makes up Brent, right, is something that it's been delayed, but we're still doing a lot of things with online. Where we have the Blueprint Collective, which is the young people of Brent, working with Vice and creating online media and stuff, right, through Instagram and Facebook and other forms of social media. And in the meantime, we're working with the GLA and the mayor's office, right, to make sure we come back and continue that process. Look, even the football was delayed, the Euros and the everything else. It would have been all taking place, right? But next year, right? Hold on, from October, November, hopefully, as things begin to ease down and become normal again, right? We're going to have that borough culture. We're going to have that excitement back again, right? And just make sure everyone sees what a great borough Brent is. The issue about going forward, yes, it will be difficult. I'm not going to deny that. Right, but you know what? When we work together, when we are united, when we are all one community, we can do so much more better. And that is the thing that absolutely drives me every day.